And we're live, Bronx.
Looks like.
Good evening, everyone. Novak News. We're talking about who's looking after your bag of cash, why you should employ a professional real estate agent. Stay tuned. Good evening, Bronx.
Good evening.
What are we talking about then? Who's looking after your bag of cash? The most valuable asset most people hold.
Yep.
Their property.
Who is looking after your assets? When we say that, we just don't think daily tasks just to find a tenant and look after a tenant and maintain a property. We also looking after property in by law, in legislation, and we do attend to tribunal as well on behalf of our owners.
Yeah.
To attend to tribunal, we have to prepare ourselves, and we do try always actually work with tenants and with the owners not to get to that point, but unfortunately sometimes we cannot find middle and a compromise, and then we have to we have to reach to tribunal and get help from them.
Tribunal is the last resort for a dispute in the tenancy between owner and landlord, where an agreement cannot be made on sort of terms, and so it goes in front of a member, and there is a bit of a process towards it. So
it is.
It's
it is big process actually.
Yeah. So what we're talking about tonight is who's looking after the property, and in most cases the tenancies we look after are, pretty rosy, but there's always the odd one that, something odd comes up, and unfortunately, whether it be, damage to the property or
payments as well,
rental payments.
Especially now at the COVID time when some people lost the job and couldn't afford the rent, and then and we had to find what is right, what is not. As much as government helps, financially, it's still there is some issues that happen, and that we had to get the help from tribunal and find out what is right and what is not.
It is reasonably common for a property manager, especially of your experience, Bronx, to be familiar with these these processes. But for the everyday landlord that is self-managing, or we've had a few landlords that have come back from overseas and think, I don't need to pay my property manager anymore. I'm here. All they do is fix the taps and organize the plumber. When these sticky situations come up and you do have to, go to mediation and things like this, it's worth having the professional by your side.
Of course, especially when it comes to legislation. It's not anymore what is my opinion or tenant's opinion or landlord's opinion. It is legislation. It is law that exists and that we have to follow.
It's big, and like you say, we're not talking about who's right or wrong. In some cases, it's more, is there a breach of the tenancy?
That's right. If it's breach of agreement, or if there's some kind of damage that are not just a V&T, what usually people think, it's just a V&T, and it is not.
Yeah. And then the second part of that is whilst you're at tribunal, the member's looking to put a monetary figure on why they're in the first place.
That's right. And also to apply to tribunal is the cheapest thing. It's only $50 application, but really to proceed with the application and to do right thing. It's a lots of paperwork included, and it's lots of work that need to be put in, and with papers, with all the documents, with everything. And all the documents have to be in hard copy. All the pictures have to be in a color. Like it's a lots of work.
It's a big process.
It's a big process, and it's not just one day. It really it is more than one day.
And Bill's put it pretty spot on there. Thanks for joining us this evening. There is a process that you have to go and undertake to get to the point of tribunal, but we're talking about an application process where the tenants unfortunately do turn up. In their mind, they are right. They don't understand the legislation. They don't understand the paperwork that they need to present their case.
That's right. And also when they apply, or when they call the Department of Fair Trading, and when they say what is wrong and actually what's the problem, of course, they don't explain everything. They just say, example, my agent wants to take my bond because there is some damage in a property, or they think, and we think it's a V&T. Know, they don't know that actually paint is just 6 months old, or 1 year, and life spent for the paint is 7 years. So same things for carpet, example. Bill is right when he say tenancy advocacy gives them wrong advice, and then when tenants come to tribunal, and when all the pictures and all the documents are shown, really they can see that they're not right. But of course, for landlord can do that as well, but it's a different, like when they have an agent who has all the documents from ingoing, professionally done ingoing, then outgoing, and all the emails that's been done between agent and a tenant is really proof who is right or who is wrong.
I think it's huge value as well. We're not talking, small amounts of money either that some tenants ask for.
That's right, because
we're talking thousands of dollars. We had a case where we had an owner that was supposedly didn't attend to some issues at the property the tenant had mentioned. There was a huge dollar sum on it, and could you imagine if an owner was intimidated and didn't have the documents ready, they could be looking at.
That's right. It would be over $15,000.
Yeah.
And tenants know that they can request and climb up to $15,000 at the tribunal, and of course, it's a huge.
Yeah, that's right. There are so many levels of legislation that needs to be worked through, and so to have that person, even whether you're right or wrong from an owner's standpoint, having that. Backup, I think, is a big one.
Of course.
That person by you.
Yeah.
Another little interesting thing that I didn't know about tribunal before working along the likes of Branka, there is, you're actually given the opportunity to reach some sort of an agreement before the hearing.
That's right. It is called mediation, where before before COVID time, when we had opportunity to go to NCAT and have a hearing at NCAT, we would first meet with the tenant and mediator and try to solve the issues before hearing, before going on front of member. And if sometime it is time to go in front of member and hear our case and sort that out. Sometimes it's not possible. What is in a 90%, it wasn't. That means you have to go second time to city and go through a case again. Till now with hearings on a phone, it is a little bit different. There is not that opportunity of mediation.
Yeah.
It's just like that hearing starts, and if member cannot decide that all documents are being submitted correctly, they would adjourn that hearing, and we would receive another call.
That's
or
right.
Another time. Yeah.
And from what you say, this process of tribunal mediation has changed a lot recently.
Right. It has.
We're now all doing it on the phone.
Online, yeah. Before it was a face-to-face, now it's online. And as an agent, I do prefer that, to be honest. If anything, we save a little bit time off for the traveling, And now you are in a property management, and how time is important here, and how it's always something to do. And really, minimum 3 hours we have to block just to travel to city. To attend to a tribunal, and 3 hours in property management is
big time. Yasmin has got a question there. Is there always a resolution at hearing, or can it carry over?
It's not always. It can go for a couple of hearings also. When a tenant or when an agent is not happy with a decision or with outcome, you can always appeal decision.
We had a case recently in the last 2 weeks. We've had quite a few tribunal hearings, but on one occasion there was 3 separate hearings, and we're not talking 3 days back to back. We're talking months apart.
Yeah.
And so for your normal landlord, some people don't actually have time to prepare 3 separate hearings, hours that go into it.
That's right. And you always need to get, when it's hearing, when it's changed or adjourned or something, you have to add some more documents. You have to have some more...
because
proof.
There's points that will come up, right?
That's right.
And then you have opportunity to get more documentation, which on our recent experience was, that opportunity was taken up from both sides.
That's right.
So the agent will raise points, tenant, same thing. And so then it gives another opportunity to get documents, submit those, and then you go again.
Yeah. And sometimes, because when we submit our documents, we have to share our documents with the tenants as well. And then they realize really that they're wrong. And in the last minute, they pull out, and they do send an email to NCAT and ask to stop hearing, or to that the problem is solved.
Just to drop the case.
It's almost drop the case. That's right.
Yeah.
What is great, really.
Yeah, I think that's most of it, Branks.
Yeah, I think so.
Just know what you're getting yourself into. The agent that you employ is looking after your biggest asset at the end of the day. So you want to make sure that you've got the right person for the job.
That's right. And someone who is experienced and who knows all the laws, and that is keeping up with legislation.
Yeah.
And these days that does change, like almost monthly.
Yearly, big changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for the average person, that's working the 9 to 5, doing their own separate lives, and the property that they have is purely for an investment or things like that. You sometimes don't have time.
That's right. Yeah.
Get yourself one of a great property manager.
And we are here for you. If you have any questions, please let us know. Send us an email, give us a call. We're happy to help and share our experience.
That's it. That's a wrap. Have a good evening. Thanks for joining us. That was a little bit on tribunals, the complications, but when done properly,
and we are here to help.
Yeah, here to help. Thanks, guys.